episode of the Get Up podcast. Today I've got a real treat for you guys. I got the first African-American professional skateboarder out of Lexington and friend, Leandre Hayes. Welcome to the Get Up podcast, brother.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here, man.
So how was it today getting here, all right? You were here mad early at first, right?
Dude, I wake up early. That's just a thing of mine, dude. Even being like sober, I tell people I have like alcoholic still tendencies. I just stay up late and wake up early, like I got to get somewhere. So that's when that's when I do my greatest content. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just be in the house like early to get here, and I was just really excited. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, well, that's awesome, man. We're glad to have you on the show, and you got a great story. That's why I'm like you'll be a good guest to be on the podcast, and I appreciate you being willing to be vulnerable and real, because that's what I know it's going to touch somebody. Everybody's got a part of their story that'll reach certain viewers, and that's why I try and have completely different guests on all the time from all aspects and ratios of life.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad to be here. I remember when I went to Stepworks, and the first thing they said to me as a skater, if you stay sober, you'll be able to touch a lot of people with your story, and that has showed itself true. Like, I get hit up all the time by skateboarders because our generation, when we grew up, that's what we did is get drunk and party, thrasher, and so it's when people still see me 6 years, I got a DM yesterday, when people still see me 6 years not drinking, it's like, dang. And I was the king of Lord of the Flies at the skate park. I was walking around with my backpack full of booze and passing them out. I got stories all the time, like, Lee gave me my first beer. I'm like,
right. Dang. You're like, man, I don't want to be remembered for that.
Yeah, but I get that, and and I'm blessed to be here. It's just like, I made a post the other day, and I was like, I don't know if anybody cares, because it's weird. Yeah, I'm 6 years, and sometimes I feel like, does anybody care if I'm still sober, but people out there, like, I gotta tell myself, there's people that need to hear, like skaters need to hear my tale, my trials and tribulations of me, like, dragging myself through the mud, out the mud, on the other side of the mud. So yeah, I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to come here and tell my story.
Yeah, well, and it's cool, too. Like, I always related to you right from the jump street. One, obviously, Stepworks, so that's where we both went through. But two, I was a snowboarder, right? So in New York, there's tons of snow for like 6 months. So it's like you got to learn how to snowmobile or snowboard or do something, or it's going to be a long winter.
Yeah.
So I was never graceful at all on a skateboard. I got broke a few times. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to fall and smack off the concrete. But trust me, you hit ice going like 60 on a snowboard, it hurts too.
Yeah,
so
sure.
It's like I just learned a different way.
For sure.
So tell everybody, man, where are you from and where'd you grow up? What was it like growing up?
Man, I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. I grew up in the hood, the projects, Shepherd Square, in Louisville, and my life was just surrounded by chaos. I remember it like it was just chaos. I seen dudes doing dope, selling dope, shooting craps. My babysitter at the time, I was like getting babysitted in the trap house. And, my mom, she's been out of recovery quite some time, but that was her life, and I was just part of it. Me and my siblings was part of her addiction. And we grew up just in it, man. And it's funny, you get older when you sober up, like your brain works, so you get these flash memories,
right.
And I remember stuff like that, and it bums me out, but I'm glad I got them to remind myself. And so me growing up in Louisville, when my mom started her journey in recovery, she actually took us from Louisville to Lexington. She started at the Chrysalis House in Lexington.
Okay.
I remember she just packed us up middle of the night, and we woke up, and I saw the Blue Building. I was like, what is that? Where are we at? You know what I mean? That's the first thing I saw was the Fifth Third Bank building. And 1999, and she started at the Chrysalis House, and that's where like my real life kind of began, my new life, I should say. I tell people all the time, if I would have stayed in Louisville, I would have been a thug or died. Like, that's all I saw was like gangster stuff, like bad stuff. Like, I grew up in a very bad environment, and so my mom getting her life together and decided to change her ways for us, saved me, so to speak, of the life the person I could have became.
Right.
I started skateboarding, I think that year, 1999.
How old were you?
I was 14 at the time.
Okay.
I used to play football. I tell people this all the time. I used to play all the black people sports. I did football, basketball, whatever. I'm hyperactive. I still am. So I wanted to do everything. And one day, and I was really good at football. I was really good starting linebacker. They used to call me the water boy. I was always back in that was him. I was boom, boom, boom doing my thing. And one day out of practice, man, like I'd never seen skateboarding. I saw a dude pop up a curve, blew my mind. I was like, what is that? Like I'd never seen skateboarding a day in my life. And his name was Russell Greer. I remember like it was yesterday. And I was like, what is that? What was that? And he's like, yeah, man, it's an ollie. I said, an ollie?
Right. What's that, man?
Yeah, I'm laughing because it's just how like I was so dumbfounded. Never seen a skateboarder a day. Never seen it on TV. Nothing. It was never part of my life. And I saw it, and I was just in awe. And I remember we was all coming with our pads, and I looked behind me, and I was like, I don't want to do that no more. Like football.
Right.
I looked at it. I was like, that's not what's up no more. And like it was crazy because I had to tell the coaches. It was like breaking up with them, telling them in 1999, being a little black kid, telling them that I don't want to play skateboard and I want to be a skateboarder. They didn't know how to process. I didn't know how to process it. And so it was one of those things. I was like, coach was like, what do you mean we got a game Friday?
What do you mean you don't want to play basketball, football?
Oh, yeah, what do you mean you're our starter? Like, I want to skate. And it's just, I get it. Like 1999, you don't want to, what, you want to do what now?
Right.
And I did. I stopped playing sports and I got so like involved, so sucked into the culture of skating, dude. Like Russell and his mom, there was a skate shop called the Voice Skate Shop back in the day. And they, first I was playing on his board. My first board was like a Nash board, big, heavy thing. And I just couldn't do nothing on it. It was like I said,
Talking about those old big, like almost 80s looking decks.
Fishtail. It was a monster. And I'm like, dude, I can't do it. I'm all baby leg trying to do tricks on it. And his mom just took me to the skate shop and bought me my very first like professional skateboard. I remember it was a Zero, a misled youth. And I had that board for like a year just skating it, man. And like, dude, we used to watch, me and my buddy, just watch all types of the old skate videos and stuff. And like, it was just part of my life and it just changed my world completely.
You got all the nostalgia factor rocking in me right now.
Dude,
so like when I started street, so like I said, I didn't skateboard. I had friends that did, but I rollerbladed. Yeah. And we trick these things out, bro. You know, we're filing them down. We got grind plates on the rollerblades. I'm hitting rails. I'm hitting staircases. I'm getting broke a lot, but I'm learning, you know, so I can actually do it right. But the same year, you know, that's half the year. Mm-hmm. The other half is freezing. So I saw the X Games. So this is 95. It was like X Games 1. So right when I started rollerblading and snowboarding, same year, X Games came out. So it's like, yo, this is awesome. You know, see these people in Rhode Island just killing it. Christian Hosoi was supposed to be there. You know, he probably would have took it. But he ended up an addiction on meth, like stuck in Japan. They gave him like 40 grand. He's supposed to do some demos and stuff. Never came back for like a year. Everyone's like, what happened to Christian Hosoi? So Hawk won it. And yeah, it was crazy, man. 95 was, you know, really cool as far as like street, vert. Like they revamped vert and then street took off. So it was like it opened up a whole different, you know, thing.
So in my world, I don't know if you remember Rocket Power.
Yeah.
So I skated, had a pair of rollerblades too. And I biked a little bit, but I couldn't do that because I just was too, like, no muscles to do biking. And so when I ain't going to say when my skateboard was down, I don't know why, but I'll switch it up. I used to roller skate and rollerblade. I think I broke my skateboard. That's what happened. I broke my board, and so I got these pair of K2s, and I was in it. Like, you remember Brink? Yeah. It was a show Brink. I was into rollerblading real tough, heavy, and then one day I broke my K2s. And I was like, we had a rollerblade shop called Hellbillies, and I was like, how much does it cost to get these things fixed? And it was like $300.
Right.
I'm a little black kid. $300. What? I guess my career's over. So I leave the rollerblade shop with the blades, and across the street, Tony, I remember it. He was like, let me, and he kind of like, he gave me a board and it rekindled my whole like skate career. I remember that I could have just been a rollerblader, and it's funny how like I think about stuff, how like the path of my skate career and my life goes. Like he gave me that board to continue just to flop around and do what I was doing. Right. And so like flash forward a little, like the late 2000s, I guess I want to say like 2005-ish. That's when like, I'm going to say this much. I always been sponsored. I always got the hookup. I was telling you, but I always got flow from somebody. Like, and back in the day, it was word of mouth. We didn't have YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. People would be like the reps would come to Lexington. They're like, "Who's the best here?" And people would just say Lee Hayes, and they'll give me boxes of stuff without seeing no footage of me. You know what I mean? And it used to blow my mind. I used to get boxes and boxes of gear, boards, and what have you. And so me getting boxes of board at age 20, 21, of course, arrogance stepped into play. You know, it got really like, I'm him.
Right.
Blase, you know. Got like the
I'm the man.
yeah, like sort of like the Christian story, not the 40 grand, but like, you know, I was getting a little bit of bread, going on tours, and then like skateboarding, it was like a hobby, and drinking became my career.
Right.
Like,
weren't you out in like I think you told me, weren't you out in like New Mexico for a while?
Yeah, I was out there.
My mom's side of the family is from Albuquerque.
I was out there in Albuquerque for a minute, but so that's was way further. That's when stuff got weird out there. But like, I tell people all the time, I didn't start drinking. I was a late bloomer too. I didn't start drinking until I turned like 24 years old, and it was due.
Were you doing drugs before then?
No, dude. I was a straight ass, bro. I was like, I want to be this skater. You know, I was all about dare. So I got caught up later on, and that's all because, you know, I got hit with I've been married 3 times, so I got hit with like an early divorce, and I didn't know how to handle that. So I just went to like drugs and alcohol,
right? And
I got consumed by that. And so sponsors stopped giving me stuff because, once again, word of mouth, people say Lee suck now.
Right.
Lee's trash.
Right.
Lee's still in product.
Lee's litty lit.
Yeah. Like, Lee's still in product. Lee's doing this. So, like, I was like, dude, my career's over. I stopped getting, like, boards. And that's when, like, I was really like, you know what? Drinking is my career now. And then that's when I got consumed by the alcohol, and that's when I ended up in New Mexico somehow. And New Mexico is a big part of my life. Albuquerque is a big part of my life because I'm not going to say rock bottom, but that's when I completely gave in to all of, like, the bad stuff. Just like, you know, dude, I was, to fit in, like, there's a thing in New Mexico they call runners. And when you go into a Smith's, they're like Kroger's. You go into a Smith's, and you just run out, like what it says. You run out and just like snatch and run.
Right.
And I was always about that life. You know what I mean? I went to New Mexico with my last. I think I had like 30 bands. My last $30,000. Went to New Mexico. I was supposed to go to San Francisco. My cousin lived in San Francisco. He was like gonna rekindle my career. We was gonna go to San Francisco. That's where I was gonna do my thing at. But it was a layover at Sunport in Albuquerque, and I knew somebody, and I got off that airplane and never got back on. It's crazy. So I ended up in New Mexico with $30,000, bought a little crappy hotel, and I was addicted to blow at the time. This is when I got addicted to, like, you know, cocaine now. I graduated from, like, drinking beers to, like, ooh, let's do this coke.
You're all alcoholed up and drunk all the time, but you're like, yo, now I need to stay up so I can keep doing this.
For sure. And so in New Mexico, I bought like a ball of coke, which I thought, and it ended up just being meth.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I snorted it. Oh, what? Oh.
Well, that's crazy when you're expecting it to be something different.
Yeah, dude. I snorted it. It was straight meth to the brain. I was like, yikes, why is it stabbing my face? Oh, you just did glass. What do you mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, you are in New Mexico, right?
I didn't
Breaking Bad wasn't out then, bro. You're like,
for sure. Like, I didn't know nothing about the culture at all. And so, and that's all they, like, yeah, you can get coke, but meth is right there. And I was a new kid with this money. Nobody didn't care about selling me meth. So now I'm in this hotel, bro, like, straight break, like, hotel. Just, I accepted it, and I spent money on the 8 ball of meth. So I did the 8 ball of freaking meth, bro. And so, like, freaking,
how long did it take you to do that?
A minute.
I was gonna say, were you up for like a week?
Yeah, it was bad, dude. I had like females, whatever, little party room. People, we was straight geeking and like tweaking. I was skating too. I felt like I was skating, doing my thing, but just methed out skating, dude. It was pretty freaking gnarly, bro. I was like, what is happening? This is it. You know, and I told myself one day when I was just down bad, I was like, I think I'm gonna die out here in this desert, bro.
Yeah.
And so I had 10 bands. I had 30 bands. 30 bands turned to 15 quick, to like 10. And one day I woke up, I had like $900. I was like, I guess I'm not making it to California.
Right.
I just got, like, I was on
How long did it take you to go through it?
Like,
a few weeks?
Yeah, I was like a month. Like, I was on this month bender of just doing meth in a hotel room with like females. And like, it's just weird to think about because it was just like, I'm glad it's part of my life, but it was a terrible part of my life. But I'm glad I got to experience. Like I tell people this all the time. I'm glad I got to experience that though. At the same time,
Right?
Like because there's people that never did drugs or done this, and they got this, mom, dad, whatever. Me, like I got to experience, like being an addict and alcoholic, you get to experience the worst part of life.
Right.
And if you live through it, you come out through the flames like a phoenix, so to speak. And so when I looked at my account and I only had $800 out of $30,000, where my $30,000 was supposed to make me live in California. And then of course I couldn't pay for the hotel no more. So natural instinct, end up just living at the skate park, Los Altos. Lucky for me, I'm a good skater, so my skateboarding draw the attention to the locals and stuff. And so a lot of people, I'm still friends to them to this day. They gravitated towards me, showed me how to survive in Albuquerque. You know what I mean? There was a dude that had a trailer that he didn't live in, but he let me stay there because he knew I didn't have a place to stay. There was guys that moms fed me. You couldn't tell. You couldn't tell because I was skating. I drank my little energy drinks, whatever, and so you can tell I was like geeking out. You know what I mean? I held my composure very well. I think I did. I don't know. Let somebody else tell it. I guess.
Right. In our own mindset, we're composed. In everyone else's mindset, I'm geeked out on meth and on energy drinks and haven't slept in days.
That's what I'm saying. So let me tell it. I was completely fine.
Right.
So like I have befriended the locals there. And I'm gonna say I befriended the local gangsters there, like the hood dudes. They one of my good friends to this day, Jeremy Dela Cruz. He really took me under his wing. Told me the hoods I can go to, the hoods I can't go to, the people I can mess with, where I can skate at, because New Mexico is set up in different territories. It's like San Andreas, Los, it's
spread out.
It is, and
then Santa Fe is like an hour.
Yeah, you can't be certain places, bro. And so it was a very interesting time of my life because I was like, damn, I guess I live in New Mexico now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And recently I went back there a couple of last year, and it was a very interesting experience with that because when I didn't have a place to stay, I slept on UNM's campus.
Right.
There's a place called the Duck Pond. I went there because New Mexico is just dirt. So this place called the Duck Pond where I slept at, it was grass, and it reminded me of Lexington.
Right.
And it gave me.
Then you got all the surrounding mountains and stuff to look at too, which is cool.
Yeah. That place, I love New Mexico just because of man. People hate that, but you wake up and you see that peak, and it takes my breath away.
What is it? The one I hiked, I think it's
Sandia Mountains.
Yeah, it's 10,000
I've been up there.
Whatever feet. It's cool.
Yeah, I've been up there. It's crazy. It can be 90 degrees down there, and up there it's 30 degrees.
Right.
People snowboarding. I snowboarded up there. And it's I slept at the Duck Pond. And I slept on it. I did a video when I went back to New Mexico. I slept on his roof. There was I had a tent city of my own up in New Mexico, and it sucks because may get emotional because it's just that part of my life is when I really knew I fucked up. I really knew I messed up in my life. I was like, I'm sleeping here now, And the dudes that helped me in New Mexico, they didn't know that. I played it cool, did my little, took a shower. I stayed on campus, and what I did was I had a backpack and act like I was a student. And so I'll befriend some of the college kids. Some of them let me crash out there, take a shower, wash myself. They'll give me little food passes and stuff. So I was living very scandalously,
right.
Which hints me back to doing and when I was really down bad, that's when I became the runner. And and it sucks. I did that to have people to like me,
right?
And it sucks to feel that way. But I stole 30 racks. There was one time I stole 10, 30 racks, bro. Had 900 beers, bro. I'm not kidding you, dude. When they pull up, I get out, pow, 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 so doing this, ding, 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 ding. Just running with beer, jumping in the pickup truck, going down to the next one, dude. It's kind of insane what the life I was living there just to kind of survive.
Right.
I was in pure survival mode. So flash forward, what got me out of it? I'm gonna shout out my brother BJ. I called him one day and I was like, I think I'm gonna die here. You just know you're about to die. And I called him. I was like, if you don't get me out of Albuquerque, this is the end of it. And he gave me a bus ticket back to Back to Kentucky. He gave me a bus ticket all the way back from New Mexico. So I always shout my brother out for that. My little brother BJ.
So how long were you out there for? Like a month or two?
Nah, I was out there for like 4 years, bro.
4 years?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I was out there for like 2000. I got out there like 2016. Left like 2018. I was out there for a hot one, dude. So like New Mexico is like home to me, even though it was like a bad part. But I know that city, like Lexington.
I got a cool story too. So I went there a few times as a kid because my whole mom's side of the family's out there. That's where she's from, is Albuquerque. Mm-hmm. And so we went out there from New York. My uncle Jimmy, who we were close with, he passed away when I was like 29. Mm-hmm. And I was still, out of my mind, bro. Like worst physical shape I've been in my life by this point, all methadone and benzoed out, smoking weed nonstop and just faded. And we went out there for his celebration of life, his funeral. And I just remember one of them said to me, I think they were like, Uncle Jimmy knows you got something, big planned in your life. Like you can really do something with your life. You just need to get off the drugs. And I wasn't trying to hear it, you know what I mean? And then I went back out there. Hadn't been out there since I was 29, went back out 12, 13 years later in 2023. Mm-hmm. My buddy, Dr. Jason Roop, has the trait-based model of recovery that I'm sure you've seen like on social and whatnot. He implemented that treatment modality, and it's like starting from strength, showing leadership skills, showing skills that you have all along in addiction and alcoholism, just channeling that the right way. Mm-hmm. And we went out there, and the crazy part is, so now I'm in New Mexico completely sober, and we're actually went to 2 treatment centers, one in Carlsbad, New Mexico, which was like a 4-hour drive, bro. It was almost down next to the border. Mm-hmm. And then the other one, he actually got the Albuquerque district attorney on board, and they implemented his model out there, and it's saving lives in New Mexico, and it was just super cool to be able to go back there and do something good. Because all I did before was, something shady when I was out there.
New Mexico's a gnarly state. Like Lexington, you got food banks, you got ways, like if you want help, you can get it. Out there in Albuquerque, you're like left to your own devices, dude. And it's pretty bad. Like people are like stuck starving. I seen people hungry, and I was like, in Lexington, you can at least go get food. Like New Mexico, you're like surviving. Like it's really rough. And like I said, I was out there for it wasn't like a month thing. I was out there for a minute, bro. I was out there for a hot one. And so when I touched back down to Lexington, it was at Woodland, everybody's like, oh, you back, Lee? I'm trying to act like I was big dog out there. Yeah, man, I was out there killing it, them thing, you know what I mean? But really, only I knew the truth, blase, blase. Fast forward, on my 36th birthday, I'm still drinking, still drugging, still addicted to cocaine, you know what I mean? When I'm desperate, because I'm not a weed smoker, when I'm desperate, I smoke weed. When I just need something in me to make me not be here, I smoke weed. And so
before you got sober.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on my 36th birthday, I think my niece was there, Sierra. I think I drank like a 12-pack, had a little thing of vodka, a little blow, and we was supposed to go to a Reds game and then go to the clubs and whatnot. So before I did all that, I was like, man, I'm going to go to this spot. Let me get this clip. I'm always trying to skate. Right. No matter how high and drunk I can get, I'm getting them clips. And so one day, that day particularly, July 5th, 2019, I tried to go for this cricket grind. My board flew that way. The thing about skateboarding or snowboarding, anything extreme, it's all about learning how to fall.
Right.
I tell people I'm not a professional skater. I'm a professional stuntman. I know how to fall professionally.
Right, because if you fall wrong, you break something.
Yeah. And so in this particular case, when I fell, my leg extended out, and I just heard a pop. I broke bones before, but I never heard this, like, breaking your leg is just like, pow. That's all you hear is a big pop. And I was like, I thought I tore my ACL because I never tore my ACL before. I was like, dang, I just tore my ACL, man. And I'm drunk and high, so I get up. I walk on this thing, put pressure on it, walk on it. When I walk, my leg broke like that.
Ooh.
At first it was just a little hairline fracture, but when I walked, my leg went down. I went down, right. And so my leg just went. And then I try to walk. Dude, I was so drunk. I was like I'm in denial because when you hurt yourself, you just like, and adrenaline is crazy.
Right.
Adrenaline's crazy when you injure yourself like that.
Because your body just kicks in all the natural defenses to go to one spot and numb it.
Yeah, so my adrenaline's insane. I was like, yeah, whatever. So I walk on it again, and that's when I break my ankle.
Ooh.
So I got a broken ankle and a tibia and a fibia fracture, and I'm laying there. My only thought was like, get my backpack. Let me finish this 6-pack. And I sat there, tall boys, tall cans of my little natty crap, and drinking my beer. My niece, I think they was out just looking at the city in Cincinnati, and I was like, I broke my leg. And she's like, because I'm talking so calm. She's like, you're lying. And I was like, my leg's broken. I need you to get her. And so I didn't call the ambulance. I said, I'm sitting there just drinking with the kids. I'm drinking with these kids. Everybody's like freaking out. My legs looking like this.
Right.
I'm just drinking beer.
You're just trying to numb the pain.
Yeah, I'm chilling hard. So that, they take me to the hospital in Cincinnati, hospital, whatever. The first thing they said to me, they was gonna cut my leg off. I was like, yo, whoa.
Like joking or serious?
Seriously, because the fracture was so severe, and the fact that when you drink, you're dehydrated. The fact that I was so dehydrated,
right? I
had nothing but booze and drugs in my system that they were like, I don't think we can save this leg. Like, you're dehydrated, your muscle, you look like you got muscle, was a atrophy or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Like, because my legs were so weak from drinking so much, that they was like, we're going to have to amputate your leg from the knee. And this is what they said to me for a broken leg. I'm like, I looked at the doctor. I was like, what is this, Civil War?
Right. Was this 1865?
That's what I said. I was like, what do you mean amputate? But, if your leg's severely broken, that's what they do. They'll just cut the thing off. And the fact I broke my ankle, too.
I come in a professional skateboarder. I leave one-legged Willie.
Dude,
when they said had to be freaked out, right?
Yeah, when they said it to me, I told them to just stabilize it. So they put the little stabilize it, and they wanted me to see a surgeon tonight, and I just left. Like, you're not cutting my leg off. That's not option number one.
Right.
And so we ended up.
And that definitely ain't the final option.
So we ended up going down to Lexington, and I got some second opinions on my leg. I went to, I think, St. Joseph East, Dr. Vaschek, I believe that's her name. And she looked at me and she's like, I think I can save your leg. It's a surgery that can help legs like yours, da-da-da-da. And this is where, this is me. I'm still drunk. I'm still drinking. I still drink. I ain't stopped drinking yet. So she's like, everything I did, I drink, dude.
Right.
And this is when, I'm just drinking vodka now. Vodka straight. Just straight vodka. First, I used to be like, let me drink vodka and cranberry, make it vodka and orange juice for my breath. Right. Straight, just
now you ain't playing games no more. You're just from point A to point B.
Full throttle.
Yeah.
Just drinking. So I'm in this doctor. She's talking to him. I'm lit. She's talking about my leg. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And so, so what's crazy is, I tried to stop drinking on my own before because they said I have to do surgery.
Right.
Because I was like, I'm not going to freaking AA. I'm not going to rehab. I'm not doing it.
Right.
I don't need that. I was that alcohol. I don't need that. So I tried to stop. Drinking on my own and end up just having crazy withdrawals. And I was like, dang, I'm about to die, bro. The girl at the time I was dating, she had to give me little shooters so I can. I had the tremors crazy tremors, and that's when I was like, dude, I'm done. Now I got to drink to survive. That's when stuff got real. I had to drink to survive. My body needed it to keep moving and going.
Right.
Yeah, it was 2 days of not drinking, and I was sweating and hallucinating.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because the DTs from alcohol, too, bro. My fiance, she owns that women's residential treatment center, and from being through it yourself, just like I do, the only two withdrawals you can die from is alcohol and benzos.
Yeah, and it was pretty gnarly. So, and what kind of triggered this? And I forgot a part of it. What kind of triggered this whole full throttle vodka collapse? Is my best friend Jesse Boone. Like to mention him, he committed suicide. He was another black skater. I feel like he's the only one that knew because he was black and we grew up skating together. So when he took his life, at that time, my life was over. I was already checked out.
Right.
So that's why that's one reason I was just on this rampage. I was too scared to kill myself, but I wanted to die.
Right. I've been there.
So yeah, as my wife would say, I was suicide on payment plans. That's what I was doing.
Right.
And so when he passed away, I was gone, dude. So.
Well, subconsciously, I think, because I've been there too, I think what we're really doing without realizing it is crying for help without crying for help.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because if we really wanted to do it, we would have done it.
I know. And so many times that that I shouldn't be sitting right here. That's why I don't take nothing for granted. It's so me knowing that I got withdrawals now. So I had surgery 3 days later. That's why I was trying to quit drinking too, because I knew I was getting surgery.
Right.
But it's crazy. So having withdrawals and having a broken leg, dude, I was in so much pain. My leg's doing this, twitching, and it's broken, bro. So I'm feeling my bones.
Right.
It was the gnarliest, insane thing that was going on because I was like twitching, but like
Did they put you like on benzos
Yeah.
and painkillers for the
And that's
surgery, which got you through the alcohol withdrawal, hopefully?
Yeah, but see when that happened, and this is I ain't gonna say the good old days. So before surgery, before I went under the knife to cut me open when they say do not eat or drink, my girl at the time, I got her to give me a little half pint of vodka. I drank a pint of vodka before surgery.
Oh, Lord.
I could have bled out.
Yeah.
Like, I think about that all the time when I tell my story. Like, I was in there, beep, beep.
Right.
Taking shots, dude.
But that's what alcoholism and addiction does to us.
Like,
That's the insanity part, bro.
And this is what I said to myself, Adam. I'm nervous. So I need to take shots.
I need to calm my nerves.
I need to come out of surgery.
Yeah.
That's what I said to myself. I remember
Which is probably the only time that you don't need to calm your nerves because they're going to calm you right down with whatever they give you for the surgery.
And honestly, thank God, I didn't bleed out on the table. But look, dude, I was drunk, dude. I was drunk when they wheelchaired me in. Yeah, like, and then they gave me anesthesia, bro. So I come through that, broken leg, pins and needles, whatever. So now I stopped drinking, but this is when I got hooked to pills. You know what I mean? Dude, they used to give you like big bottles like this.
Right.
As I said, back in the day, they used to hook it up with the 30s. They used to give you like 30 of them, dude.
Right.
And I had like 60 pills, and yeah, dude, and I would just go, and I had like unlimited scripts because I had a broken leg. I had a fractured leg. I had like a severe injury. So I can just go to Rite Aid and they would, here you go, Mr. Hayes.
Right.
So
and we're master manipulators, so we get them to keep writing them.
Yeah, dude, like, I'm in a wheelchair.
Right.
With my leg. And so I go to the doctor, I'm out, I need more. And that's, like I said, that's back in the day when they were just writing them things.
Right.
And so I got hooked to that. And this is when, I guess this is when rock bottom was rocking. This is when, so my girl left me. The girl at the time, she left me. She just saw, like, the destruction of I'm yelling at her because, I'm a wounded horse now. I can't skate. So, I don't care about nothing.
Right.
F you ain't nothing. I hate myself. Yeah, so I scared her off. I don't got time. Take care of yourself. So I'm stuck in an apartment with a broken leg, and I got a dog, and I had a dog.
Right.
Nobody. Dude, I had a couple homies come by, make sure I didn't die. But I was just in this apartment. I got eviction notices on the door. The landlord came in one day. I'm all like tweaking and geeking. And the landlord come in and was like, saw my condition and was just like, she felt bad. She let me stay there for like 2 months, no rent. And so I figured something out. Like, bless her. Like, she literally let me stay in this apartment.
That injury helped you in that aspect.
Yeah.
Because if you weren't injured and you were sitting there like that, you would have been outie that day.
Yeah, she saw me all jacked around and we talked and she like, you got nowhere but no. And she let me stay there like, because it was already like the 90-day bar. She let me stay there like most of the summer. And, eventually I left. And, it was finally the day you got to get out. And I got on the bus with my wheelchair and just sat at the skate park. And it was just like raining that day. Just raining.
Was this when you had the epiphany and something different happened?
Yeah. It was just raining. And that's when I think I was going to, I was 36. And I was like, I think I'm ready to kill myself now. That's what I said. I think I'm okay now. Right. It's like, at peace of dying. Back in the day, like when they did like the Stepworth thing, they had like the tunnel. It's not there no more, but I used to live in this little tunnel, breezeway. The bathrooms in the wintertime, they were warm. They keep them heated, dude. So I used to sleep in the bathrooms on the floor at Woodland Skate Park, and it was just raining. I was with the rest of the bums, and I just looked around, and you know how they say the company you keep. See your friends, see your first 5 friends.
Show me your top 5 friends. I'll show you your future.
I saw my top 5 friends, and I was like, huh. It was crazy. And this is where, my religion base came in because I'm real, believe in God and stuff. And something told me not to, God spoke to me. My burning bush was like, hey, Lee, before you kill yourself, try this out first. Right. Like, AA, there's millions. I'm hearing his voice saying, all these sober people can't be wrong. Right. And I was like,
Just desperate to do something different.
And
man.
I was just like, but I want to die though.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to commit suicide. I'm in a wheelchair. Man, what if I just roll myself in front of the Lex train? That's what I was saying. But I was like, I may just get drugged down the street, just be hurt severely. Right. So I'm hearing these voices. It's just like me, God speaking. I'm like, man, that's Austin. I'm talking to the devil. Nah, man, I got your back. I always had your back. And, I'm going insane at this point.
Right.
I called 3 people. Called my mom. I just want to hear her voice one more time before I took my life. I just want to hear what type of son that I have reflected to her. Called my pastor, John Rowe. He was a good friend. He skated. Done a couple of content with him. He's the only 50-year-old I know can do a handstand on a skateboard. So I called him, talked to him. We talked. Then I called my best friend, Brooke Shupin, that lived in Louisville, and he really like nudged me to sobriety because his brother had 5 years at the time. He's probably like 10, I guess now, but he had 5 years at the time. He told me this whole steps we did, and so that was kind of like my last Hail Mary. I was like, Zach did that? My friend's name's Brooke Shupin. His brother's name's Zach Shupin. I was like, Zach, he did all that? He's sober? Because I saw how he was. You know what I mean? We were all stuck in that 2000 party era. And so...
That's what you needed with somebody that you knew back in the day that got through it.
Yeah, like, because I never, like, that's the thing that sucks. Like, I'm the face, so to speak, because we never seen it. We never, like, all my friends, I tell people this all the time, all my friends that I grew up with are dead from this disease and just from, like, self-afflicted wounds of life. And so we never seen recovery. You know what I mean? And so I called my mom, told her what I wanted, and she heard this story. You know, I'm doing it today. I'm going to get recovered today. You know, it was like the 4th time I said I was going to get sober.
Did she drive you to Stepworks?
She drove me first. She drove me to UK Hospital.
Okay.
And so she picked me up from Woodland. It's raining. I'm crying. Like, I'm just because I knew I wanted to die. Like, I was going to die that day, one way or another. I'm crying. Before we went into the hospital, my mama bought me my last 6-pack, and it was Milwaukee's Beast.
Right. You conned her. Like, I need one more.
I sat there crying, drinking a 6-pack of beer. I knew this was the end, some shape or form. Saying back to my best friend, the homie that's been there through thick and thin. Right. I'm crying, and she wheelchairs me, and I talk to the nurses. They're like, "Do you want to harm yourself?" I'm like, "Absolutely." You know, I didn't hold back because it's, people go get sober. They hold back. They don't tell, like, you got to go in there all or nothing. Right. You're not going to get sober. I see it all the time.
And you definitely ain't going to stay sober.
You're not going to stay sober. So I was all in, dealer. Right. And that's how it was with my life, because that's what you deal with. That's why, you get them chips. You're dealing with your life. And so I was all in with my life. So they gave me the 72-hour suicide hold. Had a lady, like, different women. Just, there are 24 hours. I was like, you got to sit there all day? Yeah, I got to watch you. Right. And that's what they did. They had me. It was crazy. Day 2 of me sobering up, I was starting to hallucinate. And I never, experienced hallucinations before. And it was like my best friend Jesse Boone was talking to me. Like, I knew he was dead, but he was there in the room. And we was having conversations. Right. Like, I was like, dude, I'm crazy now. I was like, these are these crazy people on the streets. I'm one of them now. Like, I was talking to him, having conversations. Right. And
you were just DTing.
Yeah. He was like, you got this. You're going to make it through. There's a plan for you, Lee. That's all he kept saying to me. And then it was crazy. Day 3, I was like, yeah, 3 days sober. I got this. I thought it was He-Man. Mind you, I still had this broken leg, too. Still had a broken leg. Right. I had to come down off the benzos, off the Percocets. They took them away from me. For my leg pain, I had to take Tylenol, and I didn't even want that. I was like, I'm a skater. I was muscling. I was like, I got it. So they gave me no pain pills for my leg. Still got pins and needles, broken, shattered. You know what I mean? So day 3, I was sober. It was the longest I've been sober in years. 3 days. Nice. I felt so good.
And this is where you ended up at Stepworks.
Yeah, Stepworks. Stepworks. They called multiple places. Stepworks was the only place that was going to take me with a broken leg. Nice. They called multiple rehab centers. And this was what saved my life initially, because I was ready to go. They called places. These nurses wouldn't let me leave the hospital. They was like, no, you're not leaving until we. Because they asked me, they're like, where do you live at? I was like, oh, it's cool. I hang out at the skate park. But like, where do you live at though? You know,
They knew.
They
they knew.
Where do you get? And so they called places and they couldn't find a rehab because I had a broken leg. And they, I ain't gonna say they didn't want to deal with me, but I had a broken leg. And they was like, how did we deal with that? We never dealt with that before. And so I'm thinking like, oh, I tried, guys. I tried to get sober. And then I got on the phone. I don't know who I talked to. A phone with Stepworks from a little assessment, and they was like, "Are you willing to walk upstairs?" I was like, "Dude, I'm willing to do anything." Maybe it was Rich. I don't know who. It was one of them, but it was like, "I'm willing to do anything to stay sober. Help me." Right. That's what I said on the phone in my little assessment thing, and then they pulled. They did with a little cab. My mom didn't take me. It was the little cab or whatever.
Right.
And they drove me to London, Kentucky.
Right.
And when I got to Stepworks, I was so nervous. Like, I tripped up the steps with my broken leg.
Right.
Because, like, I'd never been so nervous for anything in my life. And I just knew this was the beginning of the rest of my life.
Right.
I knew this is, like, these people.
The epiphany.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like, I saw the people that had been there for a couple of, I saw the sobriety. I saw the people, like, these people, and this is, I'm going to say this, being a black dude, going up there, I was just like, they made me feel comfortable just being a brother of color and being a black guy.
Right. Because
I was like, these white guys don't care about my life. Like, do they? But they did.
Well, cool God thing, right? So for those of you who don't know, I actually went through the same treatment center that Leandre is talking about right now in 2019, probably 6 months to a year before he went through. And then I liked it so much, and they made me feel comfortable, right? Because I'm from New York. Mm-hmm. Dude, I was so out of my mind at the Ridge in Lexington. That's where I got detoxed, that they shut down like the old folks wing, bro. They took me out of the detox, out of the inpatient, and put me in like the old folks wing because I was scaring everybody, hallucinating, coming off everything. Mm-hmm. And they had me sign something. It said the only word I even remember out of this whole thing was London. I'm like, all right, sweet. We're going to go overseas. We're going to hit the Thames, see Big Ben, Parliament. We're going to recover. Nah, bro, I ended up in London, Kentucky at Stepworks.
That's hilarious.
God doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. And then fast forward 2021, I got 2 years sober. I just started Gitt apparel. Life's going good. I got back into school. I wanted to go back to Stepworks because I like those people like Rich and them so much with lived experience that had, years of sobriety, mm-hmm. and go help people, right? Because mm-hmm. we find a passion and a purpose. So I started doing peer support there. I go to talk to Rich. I see this African-American skateboarder on the wall. I'm like, who's this guy? So I start talking to Rich about him, and I'm like, I want to get a hold of him. He looks cool. He went through here too. I'm a content creator. He's a content creator. He's a pro skateboarder. I snowboard. I'm like, we'll probably hit it off. And fast forward, here we're at, brother.
Yeah.
That's how God works.
Dude, like.
What's the chances of that? You from where you're from, me from New York, and we end up like Stepworks is a similarity.
And it's just like,
that's like 1 in 50 million or something.
You're just doing extreme sports as well too.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like I think about it, it blows my mind. Stepworks, I tell people all the time, dude, that place saved my life. Like
me too.
They cared, and
right.
I tell people that said like we just want you to care. We don't care about ourselves. Why do you care about me?
Right.
And they just showed me so they cared about me. I didn't care about me, and that's what kept me sober. And so fast forward a couple months after that, they asked me to do the Stepworks commercial. I think I was like,
yeah, let's pull that up on the YouTube channel. we're gonna plug them. Yo, Stepworks, yo us.
You can shout out Stepworks London.
Yeah, so we're gonna pull this up right now. This is a video that Leandre did with Stepworks on YouTube.
I just wanted to stop drinking and hang out at the skate park. That's it. I'm doing way more than I imagined to do. Like,
this is crazy for me because like half these tricks, they're mostly muscle memory because I still can barely eat. That's the ton I was telling you about.
I never saw my life being other than just booze in jail.
So this is when you were, this is where your worst times were, was in that tunnel.
Yeah, that's where I lived at.
Right.
Despair and sadness and desperation, man. And how I'm going to eat today. Who am I going to steal from? Where am I going to sleep at? That was my 3 thoughts. That's it.
Yeah.
When I first started drinking, it was just like, hanging out, party with the homies. But then, like, my anxiety got bad throughout the years of, like, becoming a good skateboarder, filming a lot, traveling. I was just getting stressed out, so.
It's fun till it ain't fun.
I met Jesse, when I was, like, 14, 15 years old. We had a plan growing old together, being homies, skateboarding forever. He was, like, my brother, you know what I mean? When he took his life, my life was gone, and my life was over as well. Every day I skated, I cried. I skated and cried. I couldn't control my emotions. My emotions were everywhere. Like, I couldn't stop crying. 2 or 3 weeks later, man, I was skating, and I decided to stop at this one skate park in Cincinnati and shattered my leg. I did the trick, and when I fell, like, next thing I know, I was laying on the ground in excruciating pain, you know what I'm saying? And this is the crazy part. I sat there at the skate park for 2 hours with a broken leg so I can finish that drink because I know you can't drink in the hospital. I knew I was in trouble. I made a conscious decision that I'm gonna die drunk, and I was okay with that. I was mentally done. My skateboard career was gone. I had no respect. I got help. And it's terrifying, and it's scary, and it's hard. It was the biggest fear of my life because it's like, will I ever be the same person sober? No, I'm not. I'm better.
Best decision you ever made, baby.
Yeah.
I love not waking up drunk. I love not waking up dehydrated, not shaking. I totally didn't do this journey by myself. It's people. The people I keep and everybody around me.
It's like a hard reset on a computer,
today.
bro. Like,
It is.
you see, you smell, you hear, you taste, like everything. We're just faster, clearer, focused. It's like people don't understand unless you've been through it.
And that's, I tell my wife all the time, it's like I'll sit there and just have like thoughts and just like, oh, like I can feel my brain working. It's weird.
Right.
Like, oh, yes.
Yeah. Like just stuff's like just so much more real, you know? It's almost like going from like black and white to color.
For sure.
Or like pre-AI to AI or something. It's like everything's brighter.
When they asked me to do that, man, I was so like, I was like, dude, I'm not the guy.
Right.
Like, they kept it like, I'm not your dude. Like, I've only been sober for 2 months, man.
Oh, well, you did that when you had only 60 days sober?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, wow.
And I told them straight up, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to continue to do this. And they just believed in me.
Right.
It's like, nah,
well, that's what we need sometimes is people to love us when we don't love ourselves yet. And I was supposed to do one, I think, like around the time I met you, like around when I had like 2 years. For some reason, I never met up with Miss Fox or whatever. So maybe, you know, they see this and we'll do one. But, you know, I'll always support you, Stepworks. I love you.
Nah, I'm all, like, people to this day will still see that and DM me or send it to me. And I'm glad it cycles on the social media like that. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because kind of like that's when Involve was born.
Right. Yeah, tell them about that. What is Involved? You got that on your hoodie.
So when I did that, those tricks, like I was saying, those tricks were like kind of muscle memory. Like the crooked grind, the very heel, those tricks I just know how to do no matter what. You know, I didn't think I was like, I suck, but this is what I got.
Right. Well, because your leg wasn't that much healed, right?
My leg was, I was only like 3 months walking.
Right.
I just now start walking. So I was like 2 months clean, 3 months walking.
Right.
Or maybe like I was, and like I just got out of the wheelchair, all the therapy and all that stuff. So I was like, how can I stay involved with skateboarding? I'm cooked. I'm dusted. It's done.
Right.
And so, and I love gear. I love clothes. You know, I wear Thrasher, Nike, and I told myself, like, Nike, they don't know who I am. Like, if I buy a hoodie from Nike, they don't be like, we appreciate you, bro.
Right.
You know, and so I started a brand where, like we Gitt, it's like, when you buy it from us, we're stoked for one, and we know that what it represents. Right. You know what I mean? And so Involve, I tell people, Involve is not necessarily a skate company. It's whatever keeps you here on earth. Right. This is what keeps me from, like, because you spend so much money on drinks and drugs, I put it in, and I was like, maybe I could put it back into me? Right. Question mark. And then I invested, you know, my drinking money into, like, Involve gear. I've been doing this brand for almost 6 years now, and it blows my mind. I tell people this all the time. It blows my mind because, dude, I used to be a thief. I was a con artist. I didn't, like, the fact that people hit me up like, let me buy that from you, it throws me back every time. Right. Every time I sell a shirt or a hoodie or a hat, I'm like, why are you buying this from me? Right. You know? Because they support what you're doing and you got an inspirational message. And like you said, we're helping people, man. That's why I started Gitt. It's like, I lived for years, bro, in the dark, in the shadows, just totally lit, hopeless, desperate, down, out. And now, like, you know, especially you too, we're extremely visible. Now I want everything, you know, everything I'm doing, I'm trying to do righteous, I'm trying to do right, I'm trying to help people, and I want to be in the spotlight, you know, like 7 years ago, you ain't going to find me on social media. What am I trying to incriminate myself as a drug dealer? Like, I ain't even on social media. So it's like, really, I started from scratch in like 2020, 21-ish. And that's why I relate to that too, because it's like, yeah, try to find me in 2010, you won't. Like life began like 2019 and now, you know what I mean? I was like that too. Like, I'm not supposed to, like, dude, I'm a scumbag. And it sucks because I had some of my great skating back in the day too. At the same time, I was doing like good stuff. I was just a scumbag doing it. And so like, there's saying that people, you know, sometimes you deserve the life you live, you know, because when, you know, being a professional skateboarder, having sponsors, having my brand, and being my own, you know, CEO of my brand, it's like sometimes I don't think I deserve it, but it's the life that we all have, a life that's waiting on us. Right. Outside of what we think we need to do, you know. And I tell people, you only got to be addicted to drugs and alcohol. Like, you don't have to clock into working at Arby's and this is your life. This doesn't have to be it. You know, I tell kids that all the time when I'm working or when I see people. This is for right now. You got to make this money right now. But there's something else that you should be doing. I know that is. You know what I mean? And, you know, because people do look at my life as like, I used to share in meetings. And I used to get embarrassed because they're like, yeah, man, I got my brand and my pro skateboarder. And I feel like I was bragging, but it's like, this is the life that I had. It was dormant, you know? Right. And you sober up, you're going to get this life you're going to look back and like, yo, what's good? Am I like dreaming?
Right. Well, and you realize, because now you remove the drugs and alcohol and you got ambition, right? And you got work ethic. So it's like you said, you know, you can do like a 9 to 5 to pay bills and stuff. But bro, that still leaves for us hardworking entrepreneurs. Now you got 5 to 9 a.m. That's you time to build a business. And you also got 5 to 9 p.m. That's you time to build a business. So there's 8 hours in a day that us entrepreneurs use that a lot of people don't use. And it's like, I remember Elon Musk said it when I first got sober. He's like, if you work 100 hours a week at whatever you're trying to do, building a business, building a brand, you know, going to school, which I'm doing all these, and I know you do too, you'll accomplish in 4.5 months what everybody does working 40 in a year. So it's like you do that for 6 or 7 years, and then, you know, people want to compare like where they're at to where you're at. But yeah, I just worked 21 years and 7.
And I tell my wife all the time, I see this. Like, I have so much confidence, like, and I tell her, it's like, you don't understand, like that tunnel, you don't understand. That was my house. Right. I tell people, you don't understand that, like, that's where I'm home, guys. Right. Let me crack open my beers.
And you don't realize unless you've been through it. You know, like I was homeless when I went to Stepworks too. It's like what that takes to persevere through something like that, come out that much stronger. Like you said, it's like a phoenix, man. It's like, it's almost undescribable. And some of the hardest working people with the most to prove are addicts and alcoholics. Because we did this for years. For sure. God, you know, showed us what to do differently. We had that spiritual awakening, which helps you stay sober, and gave us a passion and a purpose to help others. And like, you can't learn that. You have to live it.
For sure. And through all of that, man, like I had, like me at Stepworks and skating, I gained like sponsors. Care if I give him a shout out? Okay.
Do what you got to do, bro. So what's this? So this thing looks cool. Moon Punch. What's this thing?
Hey, this is Drink Loom, man. They just sponsored me last year. I saw what they had going on. As an addict and alcoholic, we drink a lot of energy drinks. Okay. And I'm trying to get off that crap. And this is just infused hydration juice. It's delicious. It's not an energy drink. It's just juice water. Nice. Something different. Yeah, dude, I drink them all the time while I'm skating and stuff. So big shout out to Drink Loom for
what's that cool looking board over there?
Man, this is from out of Chicago. They just Greg Roberts out of Chicago. Never met him. He found me on social media, and he just completely just embraced me and what I got going on, man. Like me being a pro skater. He turned me pro last year at age 39. Which is unheard of. Park My Thrash Center out of Chicago. I also ride for 606 Wheels. That's their sister brand. I get grip from Dark Slide Grip Tape. Also, it just got sponsored by No Filters. That's why I look so clean right now. Shout out to No Filters for the fresh cut yesterday. Okay. And Old Bones Therapy, man.
Remember, you were repping Old Bones. We used to do content, right?
Yeah, I still do, man. I got a whole little checkout code, man. If you go to www.oldbonestherapy.com/Lee Hayes, it'll save you 15% on your first purchase.
Nice.
Had to plug that. And Open Shoes. Shout out to Open Shoes, man. They've been flowing me, giving me kicks. I love their shoes. They hook it up. So it's a blessing. And this is from like, I just stopped drinking and I just got back involved into like myself. I invested like my time into myself. And, you know, and I tell people that's not always going to be your story, dude. You may, you know, get your entire family back. You may do this or that. Like, everybody's journey's completely different. And yeah. And I was able to, like, rebuild a skate career. And one more thing, shout out to Silhouettes. I almost forgot Silhouettes. They keep me grinding and sliding on these curves, but
nice. Well, bro, like I said, I appreciate you coming on, man. You know, I got a warm spot in my heart for you, you know, as a friend, but also as like a very inspiring entrepreneur. You know, stuff you does inspire me. And, you know, I'm doing a lot of stuff to be in, like, you know, out in the limelight and the spotlight. And I need other people like you to keep me going, to be like, you know, am I just posting this, you know, whatever, or am I, you know, and it's like, then, you know, you tell me this a lot too. Then you get a DM at like midnight that somebody's struggling with addiction in like a different country that you didn't even know was watching you. And that's what like keeps it worth it, bro. You know, like, I don't care about no views, no whatever. Like, of course, as an entrepreneur, I want more people to see what I'm doing. I mean, who wouldn't? Like, that's the whole point. You work, and then you market so people see your work.
For sure.
But that part where we're actually helping people, bro, that's what it's all about. And that's why that's why we both do what we do.
It's crazy, dude. Like Australia messes with me heavy. It's crazy. Like New Zealand, a lot of people in Africa, London.
It's mind blowing.
It
right?
is like my algorithms kind of go nuts. It's like as soon as I hit post it,
dude. Like a third of my followings, like India, Africa, and like Pakistan. I'm like, that's insane, bro.
Yeah.
Like literally.
And I'll get DMs from these people.
Yeah, all the time.
They're like, Mr. Leandre.
So everybody that comes on the show, I like to give them an item of Gitt apparel too for coming on.
Let's go.
Coop. Boom. We got the red and white Gitt hat.
Let's go, man.
GITT.
I appreciate it.
And I'm gonna be real and transparent. So me and Lee have done a ton of content together, you know, before. He's already got plenty of gear. I actually forgot gear today at the house, so I always give my guests gear, but I feel bad, so you're just gonna keep that one, bro. If you don't already got the red one, that's you. Every guest that comes on, keep it. I was actually gonna be, because he's friends with me, I was gonna be like, yo, give it back, because that's my only red hat, but I'm ordering a ton of gear, so that's all you, baby.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Like, I just appreciate everything you do, especially that your thing you do in September. Like, has a
5th annual Gitt Recovery Celebration coming in hot, September 19th.
I love seeing it, dude. I like consistent people, dude. And, like, I love seeing it. Like, I just done a thing with my dude, Chris Smith. He does, like, a Black History thing that I'm his videographer. And I just like when people just keep doing it, man. You know, like it helps people, man. Like, especially in these times, man. People are just looking for something to, like help me.
I believe fiercely that we are called to be a light in a dark time.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
I think that's what the whole purpose of it is, bro. I mean, you see all this crazy stuff going on, politics, social media, like, you know, everybody, you know, you see everybody's highlight reels. You don't see like the real story half the time. And that's what we try and do, is show the real story.
For sure. Man.
And sorry, what were you gonna say?
Nah, I'm just hyped. I'm stoked about what you got going on up here too. I ain't gonna lie. I'm real proud of you, because like I watch you and see what you do, and I do remember the first time we linked up and we just did all this weird content that's like, follow me to the skate spot, man.
Neither of us had any clue what we were doing, but we ran it, right? So the whole point is start now. Don't wait till we got this perfect 5-year plan and wait 5 years later. No, start now, and then 5 years later, now we on a podcast, baby.
And that's what's crazy. You got this podcast. I got this, my name on the board representing Lexington. And it's like, and I tell my wife, and I tell her sometimes you can't tell me nothing, because like you know, a phoenix that rose from the ashes, here we are. And like, you know, being 6 years clean, sometimes you do get stuck at this standstill, like, all right, what's next?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's where I'm not saying I'm there, but I'm just like, what's the move now?
Right.
What's the next move?
Yeah, we don't want to get stagnant.
Nah.
But we want to be content. Like, life's good, but we want to also keep leveling up.
For sure.
And that's that drive.
For sure.
But so give them a hope shot, bro. So anybody out there struggling as an addiction, alcoholism, give them a word. And anybody out there too that doesn't know what they want to do but knows they want to work for themselves and start something, what do you got for them?
Man, don't give up, man. Dude, don't give up. Don't give up. I'm gonna keep saying that. You know, I got my name on the board, and there's people that just like cringed off of it, and I get a lot of good DMs and bad DMs too. You know what I mean? This, that, and the
you
third.
and me both.
Yeah, like I get it all, and I read them all. You know what I mean? And I learned how to have thick skin, because I'm here for all the comments. And just don't give up. Like, if you got a soap company, I want to start fragrance, start it. Do it. Like, post it. Who cares you got 2 views? Do it, man. Like, that 1 view could be some CEO at some company somewhere, like, I've been looking for it. You know, right. You don't need 1 billion views to be seen, dude. Like, I got all my sponsorships from my social media and just posting my stuff that people say, why are you posting that? You know, I had people tell me, you post too much. Like, what are you talking about? I'm trying to get into algorithm flow. Post all your content, man. If people are hating on you, it means you're doing something right, bro.
Exactly.
And those are facts. Like, people are going to hate everything you do, every single thing you do.
And what do you got for somebody that's struggling with alcoholism or addiction right now?
Don't give up, man. Your real life awaits you. Like, I didn't know I had a real life. Like you saw in the video, all I think I knew was despair and sadness. And your real life awaits. Like, the life you think you're living, that's not real. That's just something that you got to go through to be a better person that you're meant to be. Like, me and Adam here are proof of that, dude. Like our stories are incredible, and it's not even bragging. It's like we've been through stuff. We're not just like, I was drunk for a year, and
right.
No, like, that was my life.
Yeah, my life was addiction from a teenager until 37.
Yeah, dude. Like, I was a baby raised in addiction, and then I became what I feared. Like, right. It's incredible. So if you're out there struggling, don't give up, dude. And it may take you a couple of tries. I tell people, you know, I got people that go get relapse. You're still here.
Right.
Try again.
Exactly.
It's like skateboarding. Try again. You're going to get it eventually.
Exactly.
For sure.
Well, and for all the viewers and the listeners that want to reach out to you, give them all the plugs, bro. Give them a bunch of different ways to get a hold of you so you can follow my man Leandre Hayes on his journey, all the cool stuff he's doing. Make sure you buy some Involved from my man and start rapping.
Check me out on Hayes C. Leandre on IG, Involve_LLC on IG. You can just look up Leandre Hayes and Involve on Facebook. TikTok, Leandre Hayes is on TikTok. YouTube, Leandre Hayes. And I think I'm on Threads. And they're just if you just look up Leandre Hayes or Kentucky Skateboarding, I'll slap right up. And, you know, and don't be afraid. I answer all my DMs. I read them all. I'm not that guy just like, oh, man, like, I love them. You know, them DMs keep me going because sometimes I just be like, why am I doing this? And then I'll get that fandom DM. Keep doing it. I believe in you. And I'm like, whoa. So DM me. If you're struggling, just DM me. If you're struggling, DM me. I'm here for it. I'm all about the comments, man. So, yeah, that's how you can find, just literally just look up Leandre Hayes.
Make sure to hit up my man, Lee Hayes. Lee, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, bro. I appreciate you getting real and vulnerable. I know it's going to help some people and touch some people and inspire some people. And I just appreciate you as a friend, bro.
Let's go. Likewise.
Thanks for coming on.
It's a pleasure, man. This was fun.